Good morning. How are you doing? Oh, the day looks so beautiful and I have to get stuck in the office. That's true. I still love my work once I start. I used to look forward to work a little more than I do now. I think I'm just getting kind of tired of doing the same thing over and over again finally after almost 30 years, I guess, or more. And I'm starting to enjoy the freedom of just taking off. I've really tried to have a good work-play balance for a while, but it just doesn't always work out that way because of the types of clients that I work with. I found that my system might be wearing down a little bit to where I want more and more leisure time, relaxing time. Otherwise, I find it hard to meditate, which I just think the word meditate has been overused by so many people who have no idea what meditation really is, or they have a very shallow idea of what it is. They don't really do it. They don't understand the gravity of how life-changing it is. Recharging and healing. So I'm going to say that one of the things, just breath work, shaking off anything that's in the mind, kind of like a dog shaking off water. Just shake it off. And kind of let everything drain out, all the tensions and stressors. Just imagine them kind of flushing out. And exhale. You do not have to breathe any certain way. If you're really stressed out, the box breath method, 4 in, hold it 4, exhale 4, hold it 4, inhale 4, or you can inhale, do the 4, 7, 8, or just breathe normal. Just be aware that you are breathing. So for just the couple minutes that I was explaining this, without all the words, you could do it within a few seconds. And if you do that throughout the day when you get stressed out, or you do it on purpose once or twice a day, at least I think twice a day, once in the beginning of the day, once in the end of the day. And if you can at all, splatter it through the middle of the day, which is kind of what I do. When I'm behaving myself and being aware of my control over how I feel physically. The problem is, move that a little bit. I'll put some makeup on while we're talking. Is I was trying to think of another interesting client relationship to tell you about, and I just kept hearing this pop into my head. About remind them about calming down. I don't know, maybe somebody out there needed to hear it. I know that there are people out there who are new in recovery, or they're old clients. And thank you for not letting me know you're out there. I miss messages. I used to get messages, and I guess I'm just not entertaining enough, but that's okay. There are people listening, though, because of the stats they send you when you have a channel. They'll send you stats on the videos that are being watched and for how long each video, how many people each video, and an age gap or age range of each video. So I do appreciate that. And the fact that I have asked you to be aware that I don't want to grow the channel, and comments and thumbs up and all that stuff, I guess, gives you more algorithm, and I don't need all that. So I don't know, but I want to thank some of you for watching. Those of you who are watching, I want to thank you, because I feel like it gives me a little hug. And if there's anything I have that I can help you learn, help you grow through, that's what I want to do. I really love being able to help people. You know, there are folks, I wish this wasn't empty. I really like this. If you haven't tried this, you're missing out. It's moisturizing, and it's a color that, even as light as I am, it blends nice. Oh, that was 2 days worth. Oops. So anyway, what I was going to tell you is, for whatever reason you're watching, I want you to know that the stuff that I teach or share experiences on, some of my personal experiences are not universal. I mean, a lot of people haven't been through some of the experiences I've shared with you. However, what is the same is the recovery. Your trip doesn't have to be as bad as mine. Your injuries don't have to look like mine. The impact of what happened to me, that impact, though, may be similar to what you have felt under different circumstances. It's just such a good moisturizer. Feels so yummy. Not much. That color doesn't really do anything. And just because I'm me, I'm gonna put a few drops of castor oil on my neck. The same things that heal us today, even though we have explanations scientifically now on why they work, like breathing and quietening the mind, we know scientifically. It's because the things that you're thinking about feed your brain or trigger your brain into excreting certain hormones, certain drugs into your body to react and think and feel, and it's this vicious cycle. Well, back in ancient times, they just knew being still, making the brain still, the thinking still. Even before they knew there was a brain, just your head, whatever's in your head, make it stop chatting. I already put on a little lip stuff, which I didn't like the color, but I wanted to go light today. So I thought, well, I just wanted to make sure I didn't like it because I think it's so bright. So I'll just put a little gloss on over it. Oh. So I got a text yesterday from my yard guy. He said he's going to be here today. So I'm very excited about that. I want to see if I can get this eyeliner to work. Or eyeliner, lip liner. Well, so much for using a light color. Light colors just don't... They just don't give me any kind of lip line. I have such a weak lip line. Huh. Well, my hormones have been weird. So, I have not been sleeping really well. I think I have to give myself a chance to fast, do my 16-8. Maybe I'll even do a 24-hour fast one of these days. Just because I can. Just because I can. Yep, I'm messing with these lipsticks because they looked pretty on my arm when I showed them to you. But when I put them on my lips, for some reason, where the lip line is, which is very close to this color, it changes whatever lipstick it is to bright orange. In my eyes. In the video, it may not look the same. I'm not sure. But, oh heck, I gotta get a move on. So anyway, one of the things that I was going to mention is, let me put a little makeup on. That one of the interesting things about my work is that I tend to repeat the same things over and over and over again because the truth is the truth. I mean, there are lots of, if you give me a situation, I can help you look at different options on how to look at something and how to deal with it. And not all of the options are options I would choose, but they might be good enough options for you to risk and feel safe. It just depends on how much are you willing to risk of yourself to experiment with finding firmer ground with your eventual self-esteem, self-value, right? You don't have to be madly in love with yourself. You don't have to be madly in love with your life, but you can start to value it more. You can start increasing how much you value your existence. Yep. When we're trying something different, it can feel very scary. It can feel even terrifying. So when we are putting ourselves out there, sometimes there has to be almost a fuck it attitude when it comes to fear at voicing something new and different. Like, you might even preface it with, I know this is going to sound, I've done it with my husband before a while back when I was like, I don't know how to express myself right now, but I feel like I need to try. So please bear with me and don't interrupt me. If it comes across awkward, and by now he's tuning out because men don't like hearing big, long, they really don't. I don't care how much Hallmark Channel you watch. So I'm just stumbling all over myself so that I can even get myself talked into trying this new thought that I'm having about my opinion on something. I don't remember what it was. I think it was taking trips all the way to Texas to see his daughter, who I really wanted her to like me. And I tried, but it was a stone wall. A stone wall. And I don't think she did it on purpose. I don't think she's that type of person. I just think there's like nothing between us. You can't build what's just not there. And I've been up against that before in a past relationship. When you date someone who has kids, I don't care how old the kids are, they always want their parents to get back together. And every time they get in a different relationship, if they do, it's traumatizing to them. They always hope their parents will get back together. Can't help it. I don't know. I'm not trying to read her mind. I'm just saying it just did not work. So I have a very dear friend down there, and I want to spend time with her. But because we go down for just a long weekend to visit the daughter, I want to spend more time with my friend than just a couple nights. Because she just is like, I can't believe you come down here for two nights and then you're gone. That's just feels like a wasted trip. Not that I don't want you to be here, but, you know, she wants me to stay longer, like a week. She wants me to stay longer than that. She wants me to move down there. But I was going to there for a while. If things hadn't turned around up here, I would have moved down there because I can move my business anywhere. But a couple surgeries later and a medication change, whew, things are much better here. So sometimes, though, you have to be able to say the hard things. Like, if you don't do this, I will do this. But you have to mean it. It can't be a threat. You have to finally mean it. Not just being extra emotive. I have clients who will do that. They're like, well, I told them this time. I'm like, yes, but you just ruined it because you said it before you were ready. You have to actually mean it. You can't just say it. You can't just say it. And people really, when you're thinking about trying something different, it doesn't mean just different words. It means really trying inside, making the effort inside to be more honest than you ever have been. That's the key. I'm going to do this experiment again. I just put 2 lip liners here. I like this one over here. This one over here looks really orange on this side. See that? Yeah. So now I'm going to try this little lippy. And this little lippy. Look how pink that looks on the wand. And look how pink this one looks on the wand. Isn't that a pretty color? Oh, I wish it had. But once they sit on my skin, they start changing. I'll show you as I get closer to being finished here. Okay, so back to what's always been true. There's some things that have always been true. It's always been true that men can only listen to a conversation so long. They just don't chit-chat. They feel the companionship. Feel the companionship. They like a woman to be more of a playmate, like, come hang out with me, spend time with me, have sex with me. Let's go to games together. They don't want to sit there and watch a romantic comedy because they're yap. They're just like, what's all this talking? They just get overwhelmed by it mostly. Women, they want to feel, but their feelings get blocked if they don't get to talk. They don't get to resolve things if they don't get to talk. That's why men and women struggle so much, is because there's right there, if they can't get an agreement together, oh, this is a little too much, on how they're going to communicate, it can be a real drag. I'm not trying to get in my waterline. I'm trying to get in between my eyelashes because I have like 2 rows of eyelashes. They're real fine. They're very blonde or white. So they're hard to see. And I love this blue eyeliner. Yesterday I put a powder over it so it wasn't so bright, but I still like it. Anyway, so I don't care how sophisticated people are. There are some things that you can't, like a white bread is white bread. I don't care how much peanut butter and jelly you put on it, or if you put brie and caviar on it. It's white bread. Sorry. Well, that's kind of the thing with men versus women. Now, there are some men who are more feminine and some women who are more masculine. I'm not talking about the other, like there's normal. Then there's what I call gentle outliers. Then there's racy outliers. And then there's outliers. And then there's mega outliers. I'm not talking about the outliers. And it's not a good or bad thing. It's just a thing. So there's a book called Getting to I Do. And it has a little test in it that will help you decide if you are, or where you kind of land on the more masculine or feminine, which is really pretty helpful. And it can kind of give you some experiments on how to negotiate relationships based on how masculine or feminine you want to be treated. Now, I'm going to put gray on top of this because, whoopsie. I don't want to get rid of all the blue. I just want to turn it down a little bit and keep it from bleeding up on my eyelid like it started to yesterday. People really do overcomplicate being human. Listen, we're going to be born, and we're born with certain traits. It's time to stop being ashamed or wish for different traits, physically, mentally, intellectually, and work with what we've got. Let's just work with what we've got and stop wishing we had something different. What would happen if you just, me too, accept that what you have is what you will always have? What would you do then? What would you do if you finally accepted what you have is what you have? And that's it. What are you going to do? What's next? Are you finally going to be free? Finally going to be free to do, be, go where you want to go? Who you want to be? What's going to happen? Look how bright that color got. That's why it doesn't look good on my lip liner. It's just way too bright to me. I don't know. I love, evidently, I was going to say, I'm not buying any more lipstick. The experiment has not landed well. I found a couple lipsticks that work just fine. But I guess the reality is I love experimenting with different lipsticks, even though I kind of like the same lipstick over and over again. I thought I could go for a different look. Like a lighter, softer color, and have it opaque enough that it would act as a lip liner, because I want it, just to go over my lips just a little bit. But my lips are too dark for a light color, and light lip liners don't work because my lips are a fairly dark color. That little cyst inside my lip is still there. I don't know why. When my mouth is closed, I can't feel it. I didn't even know it was there until I was matching up lipstick to my lip color. My natural lip color. I look at some of these blondes on the news. That's where I mostly see blondes. I don't see blondes like in shows anymore, I don't think. I don't. Hallmark Channel doesn't have a lot of blondes anymore. I never really thought about it till just now. But for someone as white as me to find makeup that really works, it's almost like we don't get to play as much as other people do. And I see these newscasters that are very blonde, mostly on Fox. They have the prettiest, softest colors on. But honestly, I'm starting to wonder if they're true blondes or if they're just wearing wigs or having their hair colored, because I can't wear the makeup they're wearing and have it look good. I guess maybe it's an acid alkaline difference as well that's going on that makes color so bright. And you put anything on white or a light color, it's going to come across brighter. Okay, so I have to do something super fast with my hair. I have 15 minutes. So, where's my hair clip? Where is it? What? I don't have a hair clip. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. So, we're going to get this done. Ready? So what have you been up to today? What have you been up to lately? What's getting your juice box flowing? Your little juice box, your little baby juice. I can just see it. You know, sometimes when we gossip or have immature emotions, I just see the kids sitting around the picnic table sipping on juice boxes. That's what I see. I like visualization of things. That's something that I do with clients. I love to give them different ideas on maybe how to handle things. And role playing is a big one, because I'll tell somebody, okay, so I'm going to pretend I'm you, and I'm going to say what I feel that I heard, and you tell me how it feels, and then I want you to tell me again how you would say it so that I might have a better way of understanding what you're saying in the way that you mean. And people are like, oh, okay. So they tell me. I said, okay, tell me again. And then okay, now I'm going to pretend I'm you, and I'll say it. And they're going, no. I'm like, yeah. And that's how it feels to hear that. And they're like, oh, okay. What can I try? And then we'll try something else. So I know one thing. And my husband's done this too. It's very natural. Men want their woman to hang out with them. They just don't always know how to make that happen, right? They'll say, why don't you come out to the garage and hang out? Or, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Means, I'm enjoying your company. But that's not what women are hearing. Women are hearing, stop trying to control me. That's what their response is, why are you asking me where I'm going? I'm just going in the house. I'm just going to go make a phone call, right? Men aren't really saying, where are you going? They're saying, oh, I was enjoying your company. That's what they're saying. So I tell men, say something like, come back soon. Or, I'll save a spot for you. That's always good. Girls like that. Women like that. I'll save a spot for you. Yeah, that's nice. So we experiment with different things like that. That's always nice. Oops. So, let's see what else. What else can I tell you? Oh, just and I think I mentioned this the other day, is if you want someone to hang out with you, I know I have a couple men who come in and out of here. If you want someone to hang out with you, women want to be comfortable. They may not wear tennis shoes versus high heels. He still may wear those high heels, but that's a whole different subject. Women want to know that you've made a place for them. They are the first one to brag about being given a drawer at the guy's place, right? Oh, he made a drawer for me. Or, oh, he made place in the closet. Women really like having their own spot. So, if you want them to hang out in the garage, you have to be able to make them a spot. Whether it's just a chair, but a place also in the refrigerator. So they have a spot for their beverage or their breast milk, and keep the fridge stocked up for them. They're a lot more apt to come out if they actually have a place to sit. I know my spouse has an actual barn, and I hated that barn for a long time because it really was his sanctuary. And he really was suffering with chronic pain and trauma, PTSD from it. It was really bad, but it was a very hard time in our relationship. But when he was getting better, he started making room for me. And I was getting rid of a couple office chairs. Very high quality, very nice office chairs. It broke my heart to get rid of them. And he thought to say, I'm going to put those chairs out in my barn so you have a place to sit when you come out and visit. And that meant a lot to me. And I'll go out there occasionally. It's, at some point, if you do it occasionally at least, that can be enough. You don't have to do it all the time because some of us have other things to do, right? I get that. I don't want to hang out in a barn all the time where he's mostly working on projects he is cleansing his mental palate with. He doesn't want my supervision. He just wants me to come out while he's sitting down smoking a cigarette. You don't have to make a great big deal out of hanging out if you don't want to. And with someone who has PTSD, they really do need to kind of hide out sometimes. They need to, that's how they cleanse their palate. Sort of like meditating. They may not, everybody's meditation can look different. Some people's meditation looks like they're sitting down, shaking it off, breathing. And some people meditate by doing yoga, by working on a project, working with their hands, riding a motorcycle, flying a plane. There are different, going for a walk, petting your dog, cooking meals. Oh, I heard Pamela Anderson has a cooking show, and people are, I haven't heard any reviews on it. Really? I just saw a thumbnail with sort of a, I don't know, I got the idea that they liked it, so I don't know. That would be awesome. Pamela Anderson was a big deal when I was young, when I was I don't know, teenager, early 20s. I can't even remember anymore what era she was, but I know it was 80s, 90s. And she was the hot babe. I was dating a guy that had a poster of Pamela Anderson in it. And some of those other girls were doing sexy posters too. Oh my gosh, too funny. So, I think that's, I'm almost, what happened here? What did I do? Okay. Yeah, that's all right. So now I just need this in front. Okay. Also, I think one of the things for people to learn is that if you can help it, you don't have to live. You don't have to get married. If I'm catching you in between relationships, let me just put it out there. As far as I'm concerned, you don't have to get married. Here, in the